Welcome back, everyone. Today, I am in my spare room. There's not a whole lot in here, and my wife obviously spends a whole lot of time in here. She loves it, but the one thing that she wants is to get rid of the booby light. So today I got myself a Fragile light that looks like that. That's gonna go up there. Let's get it started, and let's make a little mini chandelier. Once you get all the packaging off, this is what you're left with. You have the main piece, you've got the piece that goes into the ceiling, and you've got a few spare parts here. So you've got one of the glass spare parts, just in case one breaks or you need to replace it. You've got these little pins, which are the ones that go on the inside here to secure those glass pieces. You've got 2 screws and 3 wire nuts. Now, of course, first things first, we're gonna go and turn off the breaker. As you can see, we've got no light, no electricity going in here. If you want to double check with a voltmeter, you can. But now we need to take this apart. So the first thing we're going to do is this little nut at the end, aka the nipple. We're going to take that off. But once you do, make sure you secure the top. And once these two are taken out, this one actually has a secondary mechanism. You can see it's got a little screwed on washer, so we're going to take that off, and that is actually holding this glass piece on. So let's get this out and of course secure this. Just removed it with these 3 pieces. So this clear one I didn't see before, but that one is on top first. That actually secured it yet again, just another piece. And then of course your 2 pieces of hardware that were holding that. Now we can put those off to the side. So this is what we are left with. So next up, I'm going to remove our light bulb. Then next up, I am going to get a screwdriver. Regular Phillips head is what it looks like. I'm gonna back these out just a little bit so they're nice and loose. Once they are loose, you're able to turn the entire thing, and the screws will go to the larger portion and it'll come straight down. And now we have the opening. So we can get these wires, move them out a little bit. Again, make sure your power is off at this point. And you can see that we have all 3 of our wires already right here. Perfect, beautiful, easy peasy. So we're gonna take off these wiring nuts. And once those are removed, we can go ahead and untangle these and we can take this light fixture down. Next step is I removed the 2 screws that were already existing in here. One of them was actually smashed up against there. So that's why this is bent, and it was so hard for me to get one of those screws out. So someone went ahead and did it the easy way, or the hard way, however you think of it. So next up, we're no longer gonna be using this bracket. We're gonna be using the one that has been supplied. So we're gonna remove this by taking out this screw, and of course our grounding screw. Now we are left with our 3 bare wires and our housing up there in the ceiling. Now we're gonna come down and we're gonna grab our mounting plate. So these ones on here, you're gonna screw in and make these ones nice and secure. These are gonna be the ones that are pointed down that will eventually screw into our little mounting thing for our new thing, that thing. So it's gonna be like this. So your grounding screw is gonna be facing down so you can tighten it up. So we're gonna put this up here and we're gonna figure out which holes fit into the housing that we have. So pass this through the middle, and then we're gonna come up here, make sure it is centered, and we're gonna go around and we're gonna figure out which holes align up. So I've got one that fits on this one, but not one that fits on this one. So rotate it until you find one that fits in your mounting holes. So it looks like mine are going to be these middle ones right here. So I'm gonna screw these in here and over here on this side and hope it works. Well, I was a little off on these ones and they didn't fit, so I went with the better fit ones were these ones that were far apart. Now they didn't line up absolutely 100% perfect, but if you put your finger in here, the housing is plastic, so it is slightly bendable. So I just kind of pushed on that and it made them fit. I just started to get them started. Now I'm going to tighten them up to the ceiling so this thing is nice and secure. And once they are tightened up, this is what we're gonna look like. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but these 2 screws are the ones that were included in your little accessories, and these ones were already mounted on here. You just needed to tighten up these little tiny nuts that are on there. But once we have this, and these are passed through the middle, we're gonna do the same thing that was on there before. we're gonna take this ground and we're gonna wrap it around this grounding screw. So I'm gonna back it up just a little bit, not out. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna wrap it around. So now that I have the ground wrapped around, I've got it tightened and the excess out here along with the hot and the neutral. Now we need to grab the canopy, which is, I guess, what it's called. Take this, the canopy with the wires up here, and we're gonna go up top and connect them all. So I've already got the hot and the neutral done. Last but not least is the ground, which is gonna work the same way. We're gonna put them at equal lengths just like that. Grab the wire nut and put it over both, and then just tighten them up. And once you've gotten all of them nice and tight, you can take a quick little tug on the ends to make sure that they are in fact in there. This thing's dangling, so we've definitely got some tension. They are twisted together on the inside, which is perfect. So now we're gonna take these and we're gonna route them back up into their little home so we can get the bottom of this plate, those two holes aligned with these two screws, and then lift it up into place and we will be done with the wiring. And once we have everything secured into place, we are going to grab the two supplied golden nuts and get them screwed. As you can see, I have put on the golden nut and I have tightened it as much as it goes, but there's still wiggle room. So this thing is going to be loose, which is not what we want. So that means we have to change a point of adjustment. If yours fits nice and snug, you are good to go. If not, then I'm gonna have to take this back off and we're gonna have to go back to that mounting plate here. And these two screws that come down, they're a little bit too long. So all we have to do is we have to loosen up these little nuts on here. And once you have those little tiny ones undone about the same length, we're going to want to take these and screw them, strangely, from the bottom. We're going to screw them backwards up so they go into the housing. Now mine, for whatever reason, are not trying to catch on anything. So you can see, I've got the left one, and now I need to do the right one. Now, if you want a very easy way of doing this, grab your golden nut and put it on the bottom. You can see this thing is not wanting to thread. So we're gonna take the bottom of this and we're gonna screw it in. And once it bottoms out, then we've got something to hold onto as it screws up into the housing. And once we reach that screw and it bottoms out, just keep going, and you are going to tighten it into place. And once we do that, we can put the housing back on, and you can see it is much shorter than it was before. So we can take these little nut here and make sure it's not too short. You still want to be able to get a good amount of bite. And that's going to be pushing this up and making it flush and tight against the ceiling. Make sure both sides are nice and snug. All right, there we go. Now it is up against the ceiling and nice and tight. And last but not least, we are going to be taking this collar off. So we twist that off, drop it on the ground as we were supposed to. And now we get the main chandelier piece. We're gonna pop this up, and then the collar is then going to go up here and tighten it and clamp this into place. Just got it in place here, tightening it up. Nice and snug, not too tight. I don't think this is the best material, but nice and tight to where it's not moving around on its own. And last but not least, we got to put our light bulb back in. And there she is, all complete to increase the aesthetics of this beautiful room. So now, last but not least, jump to your breaker, turn the breaker back on, and we shall have light. Look at that. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope the tutorial helped you out if you found the instructions were inadequate or lost, and I will see you all on the next video.